But to his shock, no one stopped. From morning till night, not a single person bought. His throat grew dry from shouting, his legs weak from standing. As darkness fell, he sat down, defeated. Tears filled his eyes. Life is not fair, he thought. Those who already have, get more. Those who struggle, get nothing. He decided he would not pack up. He would sleep there. And if tomorrow no one bought, he would eat the chocolates himself. In the bustling city of Lagos, there lived a young orphan boy named Ton. He had no father, no mother, no family to call his own. His bed was wherever night met him, sometimes a cold bench at the bus stop, sometimes the hard pavement under a flickering street light, sometimes the corner of a market stall after the traders had gone home. By day, his life was begging. He stretched out a rusty bowl, hoping for some money, scraps, anything. Some people dropped a few naira, others ignored him, and many looked at him with pity. This was his routine: sleep wherever night caught him, beg during the day, survive one more sunrise. But fate has a way of testing the desperate. One fateful afternoon, Ton sat on the roadside, his bowl in front of him. The sun was hot, the air heavy with dust, and his stomach growled with hunger. He was almost dozing when footsteps stopped before him. He looked up. Standing there was a man unlike any he had seen up close before. His suit was sharp, his shoes polished, his wristwatch gleamed in the sunlight. He was clearly a rich man. Without a word, the man reached into his pocket and dropped a crisp 5,000 naira note into Ton's bowl. Ton's eyes widened. He had never seen that much money at once. He looked up at the man, confused. The man leaned down and said calmly, "If you can turn this 5,000 naira into 10,000 naira and present it to me in 2 weeks, I will double it to 20,000 naira for you." Before Ton could speak, the man turned to leave. Panic rushed through him. He jumped up and called out, "Sir, how am I supposed to turn 5,000 naira into 10,000 naira? What should I do?" The man stopped, looked back, and said, "That is for you to find out." Then he walked away, disappearing into the crowd. Ton stood frozen, clutching the money. His heart pounded. He had never been given such a challenge. That evening, he did not beg. He sat with the money in his hand, thinking. How could he double it? How could he prove himself? That night, he did not sleep. His eyes were swollen by morning, his mind restless. He walked the streets, searching for an idea. As he wandered, he overheard a mother scolding her crying daughter. "Stop crying," the woman said. "You know they don't sell it on this road. After I drop you at school, I'll go and buy it." But the little girl wailed louder. "No, Mama. I want my chocolate now." The mother dragged her away, her voice fading into the crowd. Ton's ears perked up. Chocolate. He looked around. He walked the entire street. Not a single shop sold chocolate there. His mind sparked. If no one sells chocolate here, maybe I can. He packed up his begging bowl, cleaned the spot where he usually sat, and made a decision. He would no longer beg. He would sell chocolate. First, he went to a public toilet. He washed his clothes, scrubbed himself clean, and took a proper bath. It cost him 300 naira, leaving him with 4,700 naira. He felt fresh, reborn. Next, he walked to a big store. With trembling hands, he bought a carton of chocolate for 3,500 naira. Inside were 50 pieces. He calculated quickly, if he sold each for 100 naira, he would make 5,000 naira. That meant a profit of 1,500 naira. He still had 1,200 naira left in his pocket. The next day, he stood on the street with his chocolates neatly arranged. He shouted, "Buy your chocolate here. Sweet chocolate, 100 naira only." But to his shock, no one stopped. From morning till night, not a single person bought. His throat grew dry from shouting, his legs weak from standing. As darkness fell, he sat down, defeated. Tears filled his eyes. Life is not fair, he thought. Those who already have, get more. Those who struggle, get nothing. He decided he would not pack up. He would sleep there. And if tomorrow no one bought, he would eat the chocolates himself. On the fourth morning, he looked up and saw the same mother from before, the one whose daughter had cried for chocolate. His heart leapt. He shouted, "Buy your chocolate here." But the woman walked past him as if he was invisible. Ton broke down. He cried openly, clutching the chocolates. "How will I ever return 10,000 naira to that rich man?" he sobbed. Just then, a boy approached. "Sir, are you selling this chocolate?" Ton looked up, wiping his tears. "Yes," he said quickly. The boy bought 2 pieces for 200 naira. As he walked away, he turned back and said, "People won't come here for chocolate. It's too far. You should sell near the school down the road." Ton's heart raced. He thanked the boy and hurried to the school area. He shouted again, "Buy your chocolate here." But soon, 2 security men came. "Pack your things and leave," they ordered. "No one is allowed to sell near the school." Ton packed up, crushed again. He returned to his old spot, tears streaming down his face. He feared the chocolates would spoil before anyone bought them. But fate had not abandoned him. The same boy returned, this time with a friend. "Give us 4 chocolates," they said, handing him 400 naira. Before leaving, the boy whispered, "Go to the roadside across the school. No security there. Students buy things during break time. You'll sell well." Hope lit up Ton's eyes. He rushed to the spot and began shouting. When school closed, students poured out, laughing, shouting, hungry for snacks. The boy had told his friends, and soon Ton's chocolates were gone, every single piece. He counted his money. He had made 5,000 naira, with a profit of 1,500 naira. Adding his leftover 1,200 naira, he now had 6,200 naira. The next day, he bought another carton. This time, he sold it quickly. His money grew to 7,700 naira. By the end of the second week, he was selling 2 cartons daily. 5 days of school brought him 15,000 naira profit. Added to his savings, he now had 22,700 naira. On Saturday, the rich man returned. Ton's heart pounded as he handed over 10,000 naira. The man smiled faintly. "You have what it takes to be rich," he said. "But remember, you are the enemy of your own greatness." He turned to leave. Ton ran after him. "Sir, how can I become very rich?" The man looked at him. "Use the same method you used to turn 5,000 naira into 10,000 naira. It is up to you. Stay poor and beg, or rise and become rich." He entered his car and drove away. Ton stood in the middle of the noisy street, clutching the 12,700 naira left in his pocket after returning the 10,000 naira to the rich man. His mind was racing. The man's words echoed, "You are the enemy of your own greatness." What did that mean? Was greatness already inside him, waiting to be unlocked? That night, he did not sleep. He lay on the pavement, staring at the stars above Lagos. The city hummed around him, cars honking, traders packing up, the distant sound of drums from a church revival. He whispered to himself, "I will not beg again. I will rise." The next morning, he marched to the store with determination. He bought 3 cartons of chocolate. His hands trembled as he counted the money, but his heart was steady. He carried the cartons to the roadside across the school, the place the boy had told him about. When the bell rang and students poured out, Ton shouted, "Sweet chocolate here. 100 naira only." The crowd swarmed him. Money clinked, wrappers rustled, laughter filled the air. By evening, every piece was gone. He counted his money. His profit had doubled. Day after day, he repeated the routine. 3 cartons, then 4. His voice grew stronger, his confidence sharper. He began to recognize faces, students who bought daily, teachers who smiled at him, parents who nodded in approval. He was no longer invisible. He was becoming part of the city's rhythm. But success never comes without obstacles. One afternoon, as he shouted his chant, a group of older boys approached. Their eyes were hard, their voices mocking. "So you think you can own this street?" one sneered. "This is our territory." Fear gripped Tond, but he stood tall. "I am only selling chocolate," he said calmly. The boys laughed. "Then pay us tax. Every day, you give us 500 naira, or we scatter your goods." Tond's heart sank. If he paid them, his profits would shrink. If he refused, they might destroy everything. He thought quickly. "Brothers," he said, "instead of fighting me, why not join me? Help me sell, and I will share the profit." The boys looked at each other, surprised. They had expected fear, not partnership. Slowly, their leader nodded. "We will try." From that day, Tond had helpers. The boys shouted with him, carried curtains, and spread the word. Sales doubled again. He paid them fairly. And they respected him. The street became his empire. Weeks turned into months. Tond rented a small room. No more sleeping on benches. He bought better clothes, shoes without holes, and a small phone to keep him company at night. He felt human again. But he did not stop. He expanded. He sold biscuits, drinks, and sweets alongside chocolate. His stall grew into a shop. Customers flocked to him. He hired workers, trained them, and taught them the same chant, "Sweet chocolate here. 100 naira only." 1 year passed. Tond had built a big shop, painted bright colors, stocked with shelves full of goods. He was no longer the orphan beggar. He was a businessman. His profits soared. Tond's chocolate business was booming. Every day, students rushed to his shops after school, laughter filling the air. His store had become a landmark. People said, "If you want chocolate, go to Tond." But success attracts enemies. One afternoon, as he arranged his curtains, a man in a fine shirt approached. His smile was thin, his eyes sharp. "Young man," he said, "you are making too much noise in this city. Do you know who I am? I own 3 shops in this area. You are stealing my customers." Tond's heart raced. He bowed slightly. "Sir, I am only selling chocolate. I do not mean harm." The man sneered. "If you want to stay here, you must pay me rent. 2,000 naira every day." Tond froze. If he paid, his profits would vanish. But if he refused, the man might crush him. He thought quickly. "Sir, instead of fighting me, why not join me? I can supply chocolate to your shops. You will sell more, and we will both gain." The man studied him, surprised by his courage. Finally, he agreed. "We will see." That night, Tond lay awake. He realized the city was full of powerful people who could block him. If he wanted to rise, he needed to grow beyond one street. He needed to build something bigger. The next week, he expanded. He hired 2 boys to sell in different areas. He gave them curtains, taught them his chant, and sent them out. Soon, chocolate was being sold in 3 places at once. His profits tripled. But then came betrayal. One of the boys pocketed money and lied about sales. Tond discovered it when customers complained. His heart burned with anger. He confronted the boy. "Why did you betray me?" The boy shrugged. "You are rich now. You won't miss a little." Tond shook his head. Trust is worth more than money. Without trust, there is no business. He let the boy go, but the pain stayed with him. He learned that not everyone who smiles is a friend. Months passed. Tond's name spread. But competition grew. Other traders saw his success and began selling chocolate too. The streets filled with stalls shouting, "Sweet chocolate here." Prices dropped. Customers scattered. Tond felt fear. Was this the end? Would his dream collapse? He sat alone one night, staring at his curtains. Then he remembered the rich man's words, "You are the enemy of your own greatness." He realized he had to innovate. He could not just sell chocolate, he had to create his own brand. He found a small factory space. With his savings, he bought machines. He hired workers. He began to manufacture his own chocolate, wrapped in shiny paper with his name printed boldly, Ton's Delight. The launch day was electric. He stood outside his shop, handing samples to children. Their eyes lit up. "It tastes better than the others," they shouted. Soon, demand exploded. His brand spread across Lagos. Trucks carried his chocolates to supermarkets, malls, and schools. His company grew. He hired managers, accountants, and drivers. He was no longer just a street seller. He was an entrepreneur. Years passed. His wealth multiplied. He bought land, built a factory, and expanded across Nigeria. His company supplied chocolates to big stores nationwide. His worth climbed into millions. But deep inside, he never forgot the rich man. One evening, sitting in his office, he whispered, "It all began with 5,000 naira. One challenge changed my life." Years rolled by, and Ton's company grew beyond his wildest dreams. His chocolates were no longer just snacks for school children, they were stocked in supermarkets, malls, airports, and hotels across Nigeria. Trucks bearing the logo Ton's Delight rumbled through highways, delivering sweetness to every corner of the land. But with great success came greater challenges. International companies noticed his rise. They tried to push him out with cheaper imports, flashy advertisements, and aggressive marketing. For the first time, Ton felt the weight of giants pressing against him. He gathered his managers late one night. "We cannot fight them with size," he said, "but we can fight them with heart. Our chocolate must carry the taste of home, the flavor of Africa. Let them sell foreign sweets, we will sell pride." And so he created new recipes, chocolate infused with groundnut, cocoa blended with spices, wrappers decorated with African patterns. The people loved it. They said, "This is ours. This is Ton's Delight." His sales soared again, and the foreign companies retreated. By his 10th year in business, Ton's worth had crossed $100 million. He owned factories, fleets of trucks, and offices in multiple cities. He was no longer the orphan boy who slept on benches. He was a mogul, a symbol of possibility. Yet he never forgot the day a rich man dropped 5,000 naira into his bowl. That single act had lit the fire of greatness inside him. One evening, Ton sat in his office, staring at the city lights. He whispered, "Where is that man now? Does he know what he started?" As if fate had heard him, the man appeared again. He walked into Ton's office, older now, his hair streaked with grey. Ton rose quickly, his heart pounding. "Sir," he said, "you changed my life." The man smiled faintly. "No, Ton. You changed your own life. I only gave you a spark. You built the fire." Ton's eyes filled with tears. "I owe everything to you." The man shook his head. "You owe it to yourself. Remember, greatness is not given. It is discovered." With those words, he left, disappearing once more into the city. Ton stood at the window, watching the lights flicker across Lagos. He realized the man was right. The power had always been inside him. The challenge had only awakened it. From that day, Ton dedicated himself to helping others. He built schools, funded scholarships, and opened training centers for young entrepreneurs. He told them his story, how he turned 5,000 Nigerian nairas into $100 million, how he rose from dust to dignity. The importance of this message is simple but powerful. No matter where you are right now, no matter your position or your struggles, you still have the chance to rise. You can become wealthy, you can reach the heights you've been dreaming of, you can drive the cars you've imagined, live in the house you've pictured, and travel the world you've always envisioned. But remember, everything begins inside you. Success starts with a decision, with the courage to act. I want you to stand up today and do exactly what this young man did. Go out there and find something people truly need, something they are desperately looking for, and provide it. Believe me, you can do it. You can achieve it. You already have what it takes: the motivation, the strength, the discipline, and the power. And when the journey feels heavy, when you feel like giving up, come back to this story. Let it remind you that persistence wins, that the poor boy who refused to quit became a millionaire because he kept moving forward. So don't stop. Don't give up. Keep pushing until your dreams become reality. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more stories that will inspire, motivate, and elevate your spirit to fight for your success in life. Remember, we believe in you.